You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to the Up the Turnpike post-game show. What is going on? Matt O'Leary alongside Mitch Anderson. Mitch, did you enjoy what will now go down in history as the Mark Gatcomb 2-goal game?
Ovechkin who?
Yes.
Right, we have it right here from Left Lock. Gatcomb greater than Ovechkin. It's confirmed. Done.
He was on one today, a couple goals. I was hoping for a hat trick. He almost got one on the third period, which would have been pretty sick. But obviously nothing else of importance really happened in this game, right?
No, if anything, Jean-Gabriel Pageau ruined it by getting that fourth goal because they would have pulled the goalie probably with 3-1 lead. But they don't because it's 4-1. So yeah, nothing else happened in this game. Let's just move on to talk about the goals as they go because nothing else to talk about.
So we'll get into everything that happened in this one. Obviously, a lot of eyes on this, and part of me felt bad for people who had to be subjected to April New York Islanders hockey and watching this team to try to watch some history. But Islanders gave them a pretty good performance, and especially in the first period, Mitch.
Yeah, they at least for the first part, they came out. Bo Horvat gets them on the board. Simon Holmstrom does all the work here. Much credit to Bo Horvat for scoring it, but watch Simon Holmstrom play around here. Just never stops moving.
Beautiful. But I mean, we talk about it all the time, but Bo Horvat puts himself in a good position to get a goal. I don't know. He's been on fire, and when you're hot, I feel like the puck just finds your stick and you find yourself in a good spot. But one really nice play from Holmstrom, who I believe now has 40 points on the year, which is pretty clutch.
Yeah.
And Bo Horvat comes up with another big goal here, number 26 for him.
Number 26. He's got points in 3 of his last 4 with 4 points in those games.
Nice.
So great to see. Yeah, 53 points on the year, most of it without playing alongside Matthew Barzal.
Right. Obviously, in a perfect world, we'd like him to be a 60-plus point player.
Yeah.
But, circumstances, he's come on strong down the stretch, which I was texting you in the first intermission. I was like, Bo Horvat closing this season strong. That means something to me.
Yeah, because that's what we're looking for right now is how do we go forward, or what do we have going forward? Most of these guys, some of them know, Bo Horvat knows he's got a spot on this team next year, but some of these guys are fighting for roster spots. Maybe not in the NHL or not, but somewhere within the lineup. Someone like Simon Holmstrom is probably not only just playing to stay on the team, which he's going to stay, but where does he play? Is it on the third, second, or first line next season?
Absolutely. So good for Simon Holmstrom. And then Islanders' fourth line continues to do fourth line things. They've been really hot recently. Absolutely.
Friggin' love Mark Gatcomb. So good. So friggin' good. Just good forecheck. They had a really solid forecheck. And then the puck movement, and even Biz was saying it, not even just how they were moving the puck, but what they were doing off the puck. Again, Kyle McLean making that straight line move to pull a defender. Watch him here. Boom. Making that defense pull over. And then he opens that lane for Mark Gatcomb to fall into, and there you are. Love it by those two guys.
Honestly, just smart hockey, right?
Yeah.
Just positionally putting themselves in good spots, and you find yourself up 2-0 after one period of play.
Yeah, nothing else happens. Nothing happens in the second period. We just can go on to the next thing. I see there's a couple of jerk Caps fans, and I'm not going to bring up the comment because screw you. But yeah, just generally screw you for that. Nothing good happens to you in this game. Nothing. I just be salty as shit.
Let's get to it. Alex Ovechkin makes history on the power play. Pierre Engvall takes a tripping call, and Alex Ovechkin does the rest from, top of the left circle.
How much speed it comes in at 85 miles an hour. Which is insane where you see where that puck is when he catches it. It's behind him.
Yep.
My wrists exploded watching him do that. The strength he's got in just his wrists to hold it and then whip it all in one fall swoop. Insane stuff as we focus on my beautiful face.
I hit the wrong thing.
It's this new layout that StreamYards has, man. StreamYards, fix the layouts.
It broke my brain StreamYard has broken my brain. And so has Alex Ovechkin, 895 goals. Congrats to him. Really awesome moment. Obviously, you know, it's not every day you see a record like that broken. Wayne Gretzky in the building. They stop the game. Islanders shake hands. Bettman comes out. They roll out the blue carpet. The whole 9 yards for Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah, deservedly so. I see that Richard was not too pleased with the 24 minutes.
I mean,
it was long.
I don't know what Richard was expecting here.
Yeah, I know he says, well, they should have waited. I don't think you can. You've got to deal with the momentum. I get it though. Like you're looking to play a hockey game and you're going, there's still 12 minutes and 34 seconds left in the game, and you guys are just dawdling around here. But dawdling around is me being salty for any Caps fans are in here. I'm being salty, and I completely admit it.
No, that was going to happen. You know, and they were going to stop the game. I was not surprised that they stopped the game. It did feel weird though that it's like, okay, you still have more than half of this thing to go here, right?
I felt that now the game is ours. It's done. Like they've already qualified for the playoffs. I know that the broadcast kept saying like, well, they're still in it for the President's Trophy. I don't think there's one NHL team who wants the President's Trophy. The curse on that is too real.
Yeah, it doesn't really. That's not enough for me.
No,
too. You know what I mean?
And so I thought that just took the life out of it, and it really did. As you watch the rest of the game, the Caps were playing, but they weren't playing as hard as they could. They're going to get back going. I'm sure when they play back at home in their next game. But we had this game after that goal went in. I knew we had the game. It was done at that point.
Absolutely. And game starts back up, and Mark Gatcomb continues his strong performance. He gets another one, his second of the day here.
What a game by Mark Gatcomb. Absolutely love it. Just finds the puck, throws it in. Simple stuff, right? Just get the puck in deep. He doesn't get it halfway through. He gets it all the way past the goal line, and then they work it to the front by Matt Martin, who now is almost more productive, if not than Hudson Fasching, with much fewer games played.
Yeah, Matt Martin throwing pucks towards the center of the crease, and Gatcomb is once again there, putting himself in a position to score a goal.
Yeah, just love it. Does he definitely have a spot on the fourth line next year?
Mark Gatcomb?
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine Matt Martin. Be like, what am you think, Matt Martin? Oh, boy.
No, I assumed you meant Gatcomb, but I just wanted to clarify. I would say he's the front runner to land it. I don't know if he's written in ink, but I think he is written in pencil. And unless someone takes that spot from him in training camp, I would say like 90% chance he is the guy on that fourth line next year.
I totally agree with you. I think he's got that spot. I think it's not permanent marker, but it's written in pen, erasable pen. They put in Mark Gatcomb there. I think they really like what he's doing. It's what Hudson Fasching used to be.
Yeah, before the injuries.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't become what Hudson Fasching is now. But at this point, it seems like we've got another previous Hudson Fasching. I think he gets a contract. He should get a contract, but don't doll out the 3-year contracts for this guy.
No.
Give him another 1-year deal, man, right?
1 year at the min. No 2-way deal. Just $775 all the way around.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're good to go. So up 3-1 after 2 periods of play. How are you feeling going into the third?
Comfortable. Again, the celebration was over. The win was out of the capital sales. They had nothing to play for. They didn't care. They're looking forward to the party afterwards. And rightfully so.
Yep, absolutely. You? Yeah, same. I felt pretty good, especially after the Islanders got that next goal. Like, if Washington tied it up, I think obviously feels a little bit different. But, you know, you had the game stopped for, 25 minutes or so. They come back, and it wasn't long. I mean, the goal, Ovi's goal was 7:26, and then 3 minutes later at 10:26, Gatcomb scores.
Exactly. And that's life was out. The Caps like, okay, we're done here. We're going to keep playing. We're going to try, but we're not going to try as hard because all of our energy was focused on getting him that thing. He had like 5 shots up until that point, I'm pretty sure. He being Ovi. And so they're like, we did what we were supposed to do. And rightfully so. Again, we've qualified for the playoffs, first team to do so. We've already got 107 points, and Ovi's got his record. We're good here. Let's go home. Rightfully so.
Third period, 1 goal in this period. It was JG Pageau. It wasn't initially ruled a goal, but they would go back and look at it, and sure enough, it did go all the way through.
I didn't think it did initially, but yeah, you watch the replay a few more times, and you're like, oh, okay, that's pretty clear. But you never know with these type of things. Like the NHL finds some random, like, no, but it didn't actually totally cross because I still don't see one pixel that's white. Okay. What did you think?
I thought it was going to be a goal. And I felt much better about that even when they went to go look at it. I was like, okay, this is going to end up counting, I think.
Yeah. What about when was it Carberry who took the timeout? Did you think that, oh boy, they're going to challenge it? And because Peugeot's stick is there within Charlie Lindgren's glove-ish area, blocker area, I thought, oh, maybe they call it back for goalie interference because you never friggin' know what those calls.
We don't know what goalie interference is, but it would end up counting, and the Islanders would win this one 4-1.
Yeah, and then they manage out the rest of the game, right? Because they score 14-20 in. Ilya Sorokin still made quite a few saves near the end.
It was good.
One specifically on Dylan Strome. Gatcomb had, as you mentioned earlier, really good opportunity, and Lindgren makes a pretty good save on it. But otherwise, yeah, we close it out well.
Shots, will go game stats and then box score here.
Yeah.
29 shots on goal for Washington, 22 for the Islanders. Dominant day in the faceoff dot, 57.8%. Power play 1 for 2. Islanders 0 for 2. Penalty minutes for a pop. Hits 26-20. Block shots 22-18. Washington with more. Giveaways 13-11. And takeaways, Capitals had 8 to the Islanders 4.
Yeah. Outside of that random guy for the Washington Capitals scoring a goal, it wasn't much. There wasn't much happening. Again, I'm being salty I'm provoking at this point. I'm sorry. Well, it's just we can't have nice things like that. We draft these players that are supposed to be not Ovechkin because he's going to be once in a generation, but guys are supposed to be like that, and they never come friggin' close to it. Fingers crossed, Cole Eiserman breaks the mold,
and Kyle Ritchie, hopefully.
Yeah, fingers friggin' crossed, man.
All right, let's start with the forwards, Mitch.
I'm gonna say that Bo Horvat gets it. You said it too straightforward.
Don't overthink it. Bo Horvat, 18:37 though. It's not like he had 22 minutes or anything like that.
Right on. Least amount of ice time is definitely going to be Matt Martin. Let me guess how much.
Sure.
7 minutes and 50 seconds.
9:39. I was gonna say more than you think. Everyone is between 18:37 and 9:39, obviously. But even next closest was Gatcomb at 11 minutes. So they really rolled the 4 lines today.
As they should. That fourth line was playing fantastic. They really were. Second line, completely anonymous.
Yahoo. Defense. Who do we got?
I'm going to say it's Tony DeAngelo. It feels like he was out there a lot.
You would be correct. 24 minutes and 6 seconds. Next closest, Romanov at 20:34.
Oh, man, Dobson's not getting the lead. That's okay, right? Like sometimes less is more.
I agree with you on Dobson on that one.
Least amount of ice time, Scott Mayfield.
That would have been my guess as well. It was Adam Pelech at 18:15.
Okay. Look, Pelech has deserved it for a while, right? Like anyone in the comments will say that Pelech has not been himself this year. So it's just not really the game that I would have said, like Adam Pelech's playing like shit. You should play him less. But all right, fine, whatever.
Sorokin, as we mentioned, very good. 28-29, a 966 save percentage. But unfortunately for him, becomes a trivia answer.
Yeah, that's fine. We all knew it was happening, right? Like
I was talking to Taylor, my fiance, before the game, and really like pretty much since Friday. I was like, there's too much leading up to that this is going to happen. And that's what we were talking about on the post-game Friday night. We spent a majority of it not breaking down the Islanders game, but instead talking about how Alex Ovechkin was going to score a goal. And we both we called it. We nailed it that it was going to be on the power play. So we're trying to figure out who it was. My guess was Maxim Siplikov. I believe you said Scott Mayfield, but Pierre Engvall ends up being the one who takes the penalty.
Yeah, I think there's someone here in the comments who says they wish. Oh, yeah, Gary. My one regret on Friday night, I was going to predict it would be on an Engvall penalty, and I second-guessed myself thinking, no way.
Yep. Sorry, Gary.
We all do it. We all do it, buddy.
It happened. It exactly happened that way.
Absolutely. Do you want to get to some comments here?
Yeah, we'll do some comments. Let's do it.
All right. I think the Arrow is an Caps fan. Ovi, great chase, of course, versus the Islanders. Yep. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. And one of the things, too, was the last goal, so 894 for Gretzky, came against the Islanders. So that was one of the things that overlapped it.
Yeah, it's also kind of cool that he scores more than Gretzky with the same number of games played.
Yeah, that is cool.
Right? That's just, again, all these things converging to one. Like, it was obviously going to happen today. It's not even close to being. If anyone who bets like professionally didn't bet Ovechkin, at least I think going into the second period is minus 105 they were showing on the screen. If you didn't bet that as a
That was
professional
it?
bettor, yeah, you need to forfeit your license right away because that's free money.
Yeah, I believe it was minus 150 going into the game, but I didn't look at anything in game.
Yeah, so they only brought it up on the broadcast. Only reason I know. I don't bet that much, so I'm taking myself off the hook.
Yeah.
The what 74 cents I would have won.
That wasn't a self call out.
No, absolutely. We got here, yeah. So left log talking about the long break. If anything, the ceremony killed the momentum for the Caps.
It did.
What
It
did you think about the ceremony?
I thought it was nice. I thought it was, well handled. I liked what Ovi had to say. I loved that Wayne Gretzky made a reference to the Nassau Coliseum and him struggling to win games there, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just thought, I thought it was cool. I thought everyone handled it well.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I felt it was a little long, but maybe because it wasn't for me, right? Like,
No,
I saw the goal be scored, so for me, it was like, okay, check. This wasn't for me. This is fans of OV like the Washington Capitals fans. It wasn't. I understand I'm still a hockey fan, but to me, I saw the goal. That's good enough for me. I don't need to see the 24-minute ceremony. Doesn't mean it doesn't need to happen. It just, for me, understood it wasn't for me. And so I was able to step away for a second, did some dishes.
Yeah, totally fair.
Yeah.
Good use of time.
Yeah, Simon Holmstrom, lovers. Good game for us. Pretty uneventful. Not much happened. Some dude in the camp scored. LW.
Low key.
Low key. Okay, I guess. Who cares? Not like he's important. Love it.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Andre, how many more goals does Gatcombe need to catch Ovi?
888.
6, yeah,
7, something like that. I don't know. We're not a math podcast. That's the wrong guy. 87.
No,
87.
he's at 895. He's got 8 goals on the year.
Yeah, so to catch would be 87.
You're right, absolutely.
Mike says, I'm so glad we won. If we lost and he got the goal, Islanders would have been seen as even more of a joke. Yeah, at least we beat the heck off them.
That's true. Made everyone watching, who knows, maybe they haven't tuned into the Islanders and like, hey, this team's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler, they're not, but
then now they're 5 points back. Unless Montreal wins today, then it's 7 points back still, which would be ideal at this point. Montreal needs to win tonight against Nashville.
I was gonna say, who are they playing, but you just answered the question. In Nashville, yeah. So they are trailing by 5 right now. Could go right back to 7 though.
Yeah, fingers crossed on 7, please. Chad says Caps out in first round. Ooh, bold.
You think Montreal would beat them in a 7-game? I have a hard time thinking Montreal would beat them in a 7-game series, but they're hot right now. They're playing good hockey.
They're playing good hockey. To me, it kind of goes to what Fran is saying here. Caps fans better hope Thompson makes it back for the playoffs. Lindgren almost looks as bad as his brother.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's bad. He doesn't look great out there. He got 4 goals against on 22 shots. Yeah, it was not ideal for him.
No, he didn't look great.
And the Islanders were shooting shots that I thought were kind of like low risk. Maxim Sipagov had one in the third, and you're going, that shouldn't have been even remotely close. There's one that like pops up off of him in the air, so he's not even controlling his rebounds properly.
No.
Didn't look great. Jamie says, I like the fact that Ovi went out of his way to skate to the Alice Benz and shake the hand of Patrick Roy, a current Hall of Famer and a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's cool. We also saw Gretzky do the same thing, which was awesome.
That's nice. Right. They don't just go and skate over and shake everyone's hand on the Islanders bench. It's specifically only Patrick Roy.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows how much respect he has around the league still. Even, I mean, when was the last time he played in the league? When did he retire? 02? Something like that?
Sounds right. I don't know.
Let's see. I don't remember.
Time is linear. I don't know.
Time is linear. Take a guess. Let's make this fun.
2003 is what I'm going to say.
You got it. I was off by a year. It was 2003. 02-03 was his last year. He stunk, though. 920, 218 goals against. Nothing left in the tank then.
What a butt. Just retire. Not a butt. Jad, obviously, time to like and subscribe, everyone. Hit that button. Please, please, please. It helps us a lot.
Yes, thank you, guys. It's been fun doing this, after every game this year.
Absolutely. Matt says that was probably the most people in UBS all year. Sad that only thing this year that will be remembered this year due to our poor play and poor GM ruining our draft position too. All around bad day. I mean, they still won. That's kind of fun.
I don't know. I understand where Matt's coming from here. Yeah. It's like, you want to lose every game. Unfortunately, that's just not how it's going to be. You just have to hope and pray in the lottery.
Yeah, I guess. Just in case anyone thinking Maddie here is a sad Nancy, he's not. He's just lamenting on what the team is doing here. But he says, "Congrats,
It's been a frustrating year, and I have no ill will for Matt for that comment. It is frustrating that the reason why UBS was so packed today was to see a historic event, not Islanders related. I mean, they played in the game, obviously, but it was for Washington Capital. And there's not going to be a playoff game this year either. So yeah, that aspect of it stinks.
Right. Jimmy's coming in. I was happy for fans who paid 5 figures for a ticket to this. They saw Ovi score and the Isles win. I'd say they got their money's worth.
Yeah, win-win.
Caps fans, I suppose.
Caps fans, I'm sure they don't care. Once the goal was scored, that's all they cared about. I did have a few friends who had tickets to this game, like well before it was known that Ovi was going to be scoring the game-winning goal. Not the game-winning goal, the record-breaking goal today.
Right. That's got to be fun. When you can get in on that well ahead of it and you got yourself a great deal, right? Like they pay regular price for it and they get to see history. That's fun.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome stuff. We'll say from Left Block, Gretzky's a snoozer on the mic in the booth, but nice speech for the ceremony. Yeah, on the mic, in the booth, he was kind of boring.
Yeah, he didn't really have much to say.
Yeah. But whatever. It's all fine. He's Gretzky. He's whatever. He's a bum. The Canadians are playing with house money. If they make the playoffs, they could be very dangerous. They have nothing to lose. So.
Yeah, those teams can be dangerous. We've seen it before where a team that's, makes it in there and not much is expected, where it's like, oh shit, they go on a nice run here. Did that happen with the Canadians when they went on that run to the Stanley Cup final against Tampa Bay?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You're playing again, when you're playing with house money, we're in, let's see what happens. And this is already a step forward in their development because they're still quite a young team, which is what we would hope to be going forward for us as well. To be a young team. From Left, cool for the Caps and Isles to join in the Rangers suck chant. That was great.
Yeah, a little chicken dance going late in the third.
It was nice and loud on the broadcast. It was fun to hear.
Yeah, it was loud.
And then signing us out here is Maddie saying Ovi needs to give Engvall a house or a car or something for that penalty.
Yeah. And he might be bought out too after this year. So just be like, I know you're going to be looking for a job this summer. So here's a nice car.
Yeah. Oh man. Poor Pierre Engvall gets a 7-year deal, thinks he's all good. And then you're probably getting bought out, son.
That's it. But anyway, 4-1 win for the Islanders. Not crazy eventful outside of obviously the history like that. Right. That's the story from this game. We'll have a podcast coming out later tonight. So make sure to subscribe to the Patreon for that. We'll be talking fallout from this game, what it means in the standings for both the playoff chase. I'll say that, reluctantly, and the Tankathon updated standings there. So make sure to subscribe here on the YouTube channel for all New York Islanders content. Mitch, anything you got?
No, nothing. Let's get to this. My in-laws are here. He had a lot of stamping upstairs, so I got to go see some guests.
Same. My future in-laws are also downstairs. So we will have a very similar Sunday evening, it seems, before we reconvene in about 5 hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful. All right, that'll do it for us. I'm Matt. He is Mitch, and we will catch you next time.